Welcome back. I'm Carlos Montoro, and in this video series I'm trying to restore this 120 years old guitar. As you can see, I have made a new intro. It's like a resume of what I've done so far. Making it, I realized again how long this project has been on the table. If you're new to the series, maybe you'd like to check those videos first. If you remember from the previous video, all the cracks in the top was addressed, but the two big ones. And that's what I'm going to focus in today's video. But first, I am placing a little bit of lining with some hot glue in the places that had been already addressed. It's just to make the bond of the two sides of the crack to be more strong and durable in the long term. It wasn't planned in the beginning, but Ilán told me to do it, and as you already know, I do everything Ilán says, because he knows all about this business. By the way, Ilán has his own YouTube channel which is called Carpintero de Guitarras, and it's in Spanish. If you don't know how to speak Spanish, the YouTube translator works like a charm. He has learned from the greatest masters of the Lutherie school in Madrid, and now I'm learning from him. As I said before, I am specialized in electric guitars and repairs in acoustics, but this deep restoration of a guitar is way beyond my knowledge, so I have to go for the people that know about it. And happily I found Ilán, which is an invaluable help for me. There is just one little consideration when applying the lining, and that is to use a little bit of hot water first. That increases the moisture of the wood in the guitar and in the lining, of course, and makes easier for the glue to be applied. The technique was used in all the little spots where the cracks were visible, and once everything was done, it was a good time for a time travel. But I have a little ethic problem here, because this bar is not flush in this area. Yeah, it's just a little bit, but it should be flat. I don't know what I'm going to do, if I'm going to correct it or I'm going to leave it as it is. Well, I have been thinking about this a lot, and I decided to fix the little mistake that Casasnova's brothers made. It was so little that this guitar has been like this for 120 years, but I want this guitar to last, what about another 120 years? So for that goal, I think it's better if I glue the crossbar as best as I can. This is the crossbar, by the way. It is going to be placed like this. There is no need for the solera anymore, because the crossbar is going to give me the curvature that the top of the guitar needs. So for once, this is gonna be easy. And easy it was if you compare this job from previous ones. But it was tricky as well, because the top of the crossbar has a weird shape and it's not something that you can press flat against another surface. So I had to be a little bit creative to make the base of the crossbar to press firmly into the top of the guitar. Eventually I managed how to do it, and I could apply some hot glue and let it dry for about 24 hours. Then I removed the clamps and checked everything, and it was okay. The little gap was corrected, so I'm confident that this crossbar is going to stay in place like forever. So I moved into gluing the other crossbar, which also went great. Then it was time to take the guitar and go to Ilán's workshop and learn some new techniques. A lot has happened off camera, so let's make a recap, shall we? As you may remember, there were two big cracks in the top. This one here and the other one here in the shoulder. Those were fixed using insert. This technique I didn't know, so Ilán has been with me during the process, because I was learning from him what I had to do. This one here I made it with him, and this one I made it on my own. The technique is complex because you have to match the shape of the crack with the raw wood, and that wood needs to be exactly the same species, and if you can, it should be from the same year. In this case, the wood is the same species and is old, but it's not as old as I would like to. Anyway, this insert here came perfectly. It matched everywhere. It's just spot on. This one here is not too bad for the first time. I'm happy with it. It's good enough. So the wood in the top of the guitar still wants to crack. You can see here I had to add a little bit of lining in here, but this was before we made the insert. So my hope is that once the insert is in place, the top of the guitar stops from cracking furthermore. But I'm not completely sure what is going to happen. If it's still opening and cracking, I will fix as I have done before until it stops. It's just the way it is. If we turn around the guitar, you can see the inserts from the other side. This one here, and this one in the middle that is so, but I'm not very concerned about that because everything is going to have aesthetic pass where I'm going to fill with wood the rest of the holes and cracks, just like here or those ones here, but it's going to be later on. Something interesting here is that this crack, it wasn't exactly made by the environment or the wood getting dry, but it was made by a bug, and you can see here these two little spots. Those are also made by a little bug. So this one all along here was hollow because of that little bug. I don't know which one, but it made the wood to be a little bit crystallized, so I have to clean everything. At the end, the insert is a little bit wider than I would like to, but you have to make sure that you are in the, let's say, healthy wood to make the glue to work properly. So in here, this is the line that divides the two sides of the top. When the guitar came to the workshop, this was closed, but it's been opening, I guess, because of the moisture and drying, so on and so forth. Eventually it opened it, but so I have to fill it with a little bit of wood as well. Now, as I said, this all is going to have later on aesthetic pass where I'm going to clean everything, just insert some sand or wood to fill the little gaps here and there. And also here in the rosette there are little spaces that had to be filled with something. So what can I say? I have the flavor of success and victory. Now that everything is done, I have hope for this guitar to be a whole again. So next step is to take care of the sides of the guitar. For that I'm going to clean everything first, then remove all the little supports, also these ones here, and I'm going to remove this as well. But all that is going to be in the next video. This one is going to be a little bit short, but I think it's good for me and for all of you, my viewers, to stop here with that flavor of victory in the mouth. So thank you for being there, and nothing else. Hope to see you in the next video. Bye.